my people, listen to this story under agricultural practices to increase farm productivity. Here is the story goes like this. In a small village located between rolling hills, there lived a farmer named Abel. For years, Abel relied on traditional farming method using heavy amounts of chemical fertilizer and pesticide to boost his crop productivity. Initially, harvests were abundant, but over time the soil began to lose its richness and the yields started to decline. His fields were exhausted and the pests seemed harder to control with each passing season. One day, a local extension officer named Owiko visited Abel's farm. He listened patiently to his concern, then suggested he try sustainable agricultural practices by focusing on soil health, crop rotation, organic fertilizer, and water conservation. You can restore your land, increase productivity. Owiko hesitantly but hopeful, Abel decided to give it a try. Over the next few seasons, he implemented Owiko's advice, introducing composting, diversifying in his crop, and using few chemicals. Gradually, his soil regained its fertility. Pests became more manageable, and his yields surpassed what they had before. His farm became a thriving example on how sustainable practices could not only restore the land but also enhance productivity for the long term. Today, Abel shares his story with neighboring farmers, proving that through innovation and care for the environment, agriculture can be both productive and sustainable for the generation. So that is a story about a local farmer who was losing hope on agriculture, but being he gets a correct advice from a certain extension officer, is now somewhere smiling and how he has increased his productivity. So my guys, the main aim of this topic is to mentor small scale farmers on how they can increase their productivity. So the topic is sustainable farming practices to increase productivity, and our topic, we has got an aim, and our aim is to provide a small scale farmer with practical skills and techniques that can enhance their agricultural productivities, improve crop yield, and promote sustainable farming practices, ultimately helping them achieve better income and long-term success. So that is our aim for this topic. And before we move on, as you know, you can call me Mentor Joseph Jackton. I'll be mentoring farmers and accepting questions and teaching you how to manage pests and diseases, how to increase your crop productivity in the farm, and various field and new techniques that have emerged. I'll be here to teach you. So in our mentoring session, we have our characteristic of the mentorship styles, how the mentorship will be carried out. First, the mentorship will be goal-oriented, meaning specific goal, acquiring specific skill. The farmer will acquire new skills to go and use them in his farm and see a better result. That's why I'm saying this mentorship will be goal oriented. Another characteristic of our mentorship will emphasize on both theory and practical. Theory, I'll be mentoring you here in our class and telling you what to do and what you need not to do and what to avoid. And after every topic, after every season, I'll be showing this thing practically in the field. Again, our characteristics on this mentorship, it will focus on areas of interest. As a farmer, we have only areas of interest. I cannot come here to teach you what you are not interested and what won't help you. I'll be focusing on area of interest. What affect most areas of interest is how to control weed, how to increase farm productivity, how to control pests and diseases. I'm here to tell you those and various pests and diseases and new pests that have emerged. That is why I'm telling you this mentorship will only focus on area of interest. Again, mentorship will be informal, will not follow the formal way. It will not be structured. Today we can suggest a topic of discussion. It can be even production of banana, again production of onion, production of kales, production of tomato today. Tomorrow we balance, we go to production of of maize. Another day we go to pest and management practices carried out in the farm. So that is why I'm telling you the mentorship will not be formal, it will be informal. Then on the topic of discussion, so here I can explain to you a bit, because many farmers have tried their best to produce a high yield or to increase their yield in the farm, and they have failed due to one or two reasons, and those reasons are related to pest, poor farming practices, and diseases also, as there ways to control weeds have become difficult on them. So our main topic here, I'll be teaching you on ways to control weeds on your farm, pests, how to control pests and diseases, techniques that have emerged, new techniques that have emerged on farming that improve crop productivity. Again, in our mentorship class, we will focus on horticultural crop and agronomical crop. In this society of today, horticultural crops are crops that has got a high value in the market today. In our today market, horticultural crops and agronomical crops has got a higher market value today. So as all of you as well already know what we mean by horticulture. When I say horticulture, I only means is a branch of agriculture that focus on the science, art, and practice of growing and cultivating fruits, vegetables, nut seed, herbs, and non-foods like flowers and ornamental plants. So when I talk about horticulture, that is what I mean. And horticultural crops, on the other hand, when I talk, I'll focus on horticultural crops. I mean only plant. I mean those plants that are cultivated for food, medicinal purposes, or aesthetical purposes, typically grown in gardens or in farms. So that is what I mean. On the other hand, agronomical crops are those crops that are normally cultivated for economic value, often on the large scale, and are typically grown for food, fiber, fuel, or industrial purposes. So those are the agronomical crops. So when I go into details, I can explain for you a bit about horticultural crops. Horticultural crops are, we will talk about vegetables, we'll talk about fruit vegetables, we'll talk about root vegetable, we'll talk about flowers, we'll talk about bulb vegetable. So under vegetables, we will discuss tomato production. Under fruit vegetable, we'll discuss on tomato production, also Lanamsi, like capsicum, or is a botanical name. So in guys, on vegetables, we will talk on leaf vegetables, like kales. We have sukuma wiki, all colored greens. So many people confused between sukuma wiki and kales. Many people call kales sukuma wiki, but kales, I'll show you practically how kales look like. Kales is something like some vegetable which are leafy vegetable which are colored. Maybe it can be green or purple, but it has a wrinkle leaf. So sukuma wiki is called collard greens. I'll show you different between those. We'll talk about cabbage production. I'll show you how we cultivate cabbage. We'll talk about spinach, how we can manage our spinach very well and and manage to acquire high yield. We'll talk again on lettuce, lactuca, sativa is a botanical name. Under seed vegetable, I'll take you through beans, through peas, through corn, and also any other seed vegetables that will emerge in maize. Maize corn can be agronomical crop and horticultural crop, and I'm going to tell you why, in which extent, in which stage when maize reach we call it horticultural crop, and in which stage when maize reach we call it agronomical crop. So all of those things you are going to just to know here in my lecture, in my mentorship class. So on again, flowers, we will look about rose flower, broccoli, cauliflower. Those flowers, you look on them and how they are being grown and they are being harvested. On roots vegetable, we'll talk about carrots, Daucus carota. We'll talk about beetroot, Beta vulgaris. We got turnip, Brassica repa. Brassica rapa. Those are the only roots vegetable we'll talk about, and any more that we'll talk about more, but those are just for the introduction part. On bulb vegetable, we'll talk on onions, allium cepa, garlic, allium sativa. So those are the things that we are going to talk about. So my people, my farmers, as a farmer, I want you to use what I'm telling you practically in your field to increase your productivity. Many farmers have failed. Many farmers have tried their best, but due to wrong advices and due to lack of somebody who can advise them, they have not managed to acquire a maximum yield per unit area of their area. So here I'll be teaching you various techniques of farming and how you can, and various techniques of farming method, and how you can produce a productive crops. You can select, as a farmer, you may specialize to, you just want to produce sukuma wiki, collard greens. I'll be teaching you practically how you will manage your sukuma wiki from nursery bed until you take them to a seed bed where they are being going to be transplanted, until from there until when until harvesting time, when you will harvest them and take them to the market. I'm here to teach you all those things, and make sure don't miss an important session like this. At the end of every session, I'm going to teach you, to show you this thing practically, how we are doing them in our farm. And be ready to enjoy my classes and to enjoy my lessons for free mentorship class. Our world of today is just world of agriculture, and agriculture, we have new techniques that have emerged, and most farmers doesn't know them. Most farmers lack knowledge on the new techniques that have emerged, and most of them are seen to use old techniques on their farming practices. So I'm here to guide you and to tell you new techniques that have emerged that we need to use to increase our crop productivity or to increase our yield as a farmer. So be happy. I can remind you, my name is just Joseph Jackton, if you like it like that. And make sure you follow, you like, you share, you comment, and comment back. I know areas of improvement. I know how I can help you. Yeah, my WhatsApp group is effective and is on 24/7. You can post any question there and I answer you nicely. Anyway, you can have a good day, and make sure you watch my next mentorship, which will select a topic of discussion, selected topic of discussion. I'll able to tell you. I'm here to tell you all the farming practices we are taking that are taking place in the society or in the world. So enjoy your day. Have a nice day. Make sure you follow.